The big story, Hurricane Dorian, strengthening by the hour, now upgraded to a Category 3 hurricane as Florida braces for what could be the most powerful storm in a generation. Governor Ron DeSantis urging people to get ready.
The time to act is now. This storm is slower than thought of 4 or 5 days ago, which means, we're looking at, I think, the tropical storm force winds probably coming sometime Sunday night. So make the preparations that you need. You do have some time, but that time is running out.
Chief Meteorologist Rick Reichmuth joins me with the latest on Dorian's track. All right, Rick, give us the latest. I understand it just got updated officially to a Category 3 storm.
It did. As the governor was just saying 4 or 5 days ago, we didn't even think we were going to have a storm going into Florida. So now we have this really significant storm. There's a 2 o'clock intermediate advisory that just came out, and they upgraded it to a Category 3. They continue to fly in and out, as they will do constantly until the storm makes landfall. And you can see it on satellite imagery. The complete advisory that came out at 11 o'clock. There will be a new complete advisory at 5 o'clock. As of that 11 o'clock one, the satellite imagery, I will tell you, was not looking like it is now. An eye has developed that shows that the storm has become much better organized. You can also see that on the satellite imagery. Yesterday, kind of one side was being locked off of it. There were some upper level winds that were breaking it apart. That has stopped, and it will likely subside for the remainder of the time before it makes a landfall or gets right around the Florida coastline. Because of that, we expect it to stay at least in that major hurricane status the entire way through. Still some uncertainty on when it makes its right-hand turn. It will make a right-hand turn. Does it happen after it crosses a peninsula of Florida, somewhere around and go up the peninsula, or just offshore? All of those are still in play. Best case or best guess right now would be that it will make a landfall somewhere in that south or central Florida coastline and then make a right-hand turn. Unfortunately, where that turn happens has really big impacts for each specific location. So it's very difficult to say what conditions any one location will receive. Everybody at this point needs to be planning for all of the worst conditions coming. I will tell you, sometimes we have storms and we talk about, well, it's a storm surge event, or it is a wind event, or it is a flooding event. This storm has the potential to be all three of them, and that's why we're so concerned across a really populated area of Florida. This is the official track. It does slow down by the time we get towards Monday and Tuesday, so we could be talking about Florida dealing with a storm for probably at least 2 days, and we also can't rule out a Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina impact from this. So if you're there, you need to be watching this really closely as well. Dana.
And Rick, I'm just looking at the map there, the Bahamas, right in the eye?
I tell you what, the northern Bahamas we're really concerned about. The southern Bahamas, not so much. The Bahamas are really flat. There's no mountains there that would break a storm apart or cause it to weaken a little bit. But they're also really susceptible to flooding. So they're going to get a lot of rain, and they're going to potentially be dealing with a storm surge. At least the northern Bahamas there, that northwestern area, Freeport, could be dealing with a storm surge. It's maybe 15 feet. And that will cause a lot of problems there across the northwestern Bahamas.
Well, we know that you're busy, and we thank you for keeping track of it for us. Thank you, Rick Reichmuth.